Our next step is to add in some additional features within our image. So here's a finished version of what it looks like. My next version is probably going to look a little bit different, but this is one approach to it. You can add in some additional features to really kind of push how dramatic your artwork is. So the first thing you'll want to do is pull down some images that we want to work with. We're going to go over to Google Images here, and we're going to do some searching. Now, here's a word of advice. If you find something that has more of a plain background, it's always going to be easier to cut out. The other thing that you can do is also find things that have black backgrounds, and that's really easy to cut out too. So for example, I did a search for some smoke with a black background, and I decided to go for some color ones here. So if I click on one of these, I make it big, and I right click on it, and I go to copy image. I can go in on my artwork and then paste it. So we just go up to edit and paste. Now this is a pretty small image. Sometimes you might want to go for a little bit higher resolution, but if I hit enter on here, it actually isn't too bad. There is a watermark on there, which isn't as nice. So I may end up finding a different image in the end. But just to show you what you do next, something with a black background, we can just go up to our layers palette where it says normal right now. These are our blending options. If you change it to screen, screen takes away any black in the layer. So that would allow you to make it so that that black background that was in the original image is now gone. So go around and find some things with black backgrounds that you want to bring in to create some interesting effects within your artwork. Remember, layers matter, the layer order matters. So if I wanted to have this behind me, I'd want to pull that layer behind me until I see a little blue line there. So again, here's in front and here's behind. So I'm going to find some images that have black backgrounds to bring in some interesting effects within the artwork first, and then I'll bring in some objects. Alright, so I have numerous layers now that have different black backgrounds that I've taken out, again, by changing that mode to screen. So that added some effects within the artwork here. My next thing is to bring in some objects. So really try to get creative about just making it kind of silly, really. So find something that would be kind of interesting to put in here. Like, what if I had a giant fish and I brought that in with its mouth open and had it kind of spewing out some other stuff that comes out into the artwork. Just go crazy. So I'm just going to put open mouth fish. Try to keep it with like realistic images rather than cartoons. That always looks a little bit better. So if I click on here, I can go to Tools, Size, Large, and that'll bring in a little bit higher resolution images. Now, a lot of them are going to have watermarks, so you just want to try to find something that could work for you. So here's an open mouth fish. I can copy that image, and I'm going to go back in and paste it. Plenty large to work with here. I'm first going to bring it up on top of everything else just so that I can see it better. Then I'm just going to go do that same selection method that I had before. We're going to try select and then select subject. We're going to see if it finds the fish. It certainly does. Then I click the layer mask button. It cuts it out. And then I can do Control T to turn it, rotate it, bring it into where I'd want it to be. So here I'm just going to have a giant fish off to the side here of the building, and coming out of that fish's mouth might be, something marching right out. Maybe I bring in some marching ants or something like that. But again, I just try to find an image that would work for me, copy it and bring it in and cut it out. Actually, I'm going to do like running people. Alright, so if I have people running out of the fish's mouth, I think that'd be kind of interesting. So just try to find an image that'll work. I'm probably going to go for like a side running picture where people are just kind of running from the side. But yeah, I'll bring that in and cut them out and go from there. So your goal in your artwork is to have, I'd say, maybe 10 total layers. if we count things up from the bottom to the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bring in 3 additional layers of imagery, and that will be sufficient for just making it a little more complex. Right? Get creative, have fun, and that's how you do the Godzilla project.